Welcome back to another work party. Unfortunately, there's not that many of us here, which is a bit sad. And a couple of us have gone off to Agecroft to do some work there, so unfortunately I can't film that. But what we've been doing recently is doing some scrub bashing. As you can see, there's some cleared off stuff, plenty of stuff ripped out and all of that. So one of the things that we have cleared out is the footprint of the old lock house. This is the thing that we see here. And well, as you can see, it's quite impressive. So one of the things, there isn't that much that we really know about Lockhouse. We've got historical photos and stuff like that. But just from this wall and the little side walls that are left, we can actually get quite a good understanding of the structure. So over here, so this is where I'm stood, would likely have been the kitchen. And the reason I say that is that this is the fireplace here. There would have been a lintel that went across there, and there would have been a great big cast iron range here for cooking on. That's obviously now long gone, but that's what would have been here. So this would have probably been the kitchen. A small kitchen, but a good one. If we move along this wall, there's actually a pipe up here that one of the volunteers who's on the camera, Wendy, she pointed out. Now that pipe would probably have brought in the water supply for this house. It probably had water, and that would have obviously fed into the kitchen where the water was needed the most. This house was demolished sometime in the 1950s. 1958, we definitely know that it's gone because we've got a photo of the rubble being poured into the pound over there. Come along, you can see the front door, or is it the back door? Because there's two sides to this house. So that's the road surface up here. That's the reason that this wall survives, is because it's actually a retaining wall. Up there's the doorway. You can see the doorstep and everything. Obviously you can see the slits in the walls where the big beams and rafters would have gone for the floor. And there would have been, where I'm stood, there would have been some stairs that would have come down here, and then there'd be another doorway here. There is also a little child who is racing around on a motorbike who thinks he's big. He's clearly compensating for something. So, if we have a look here as well, so this bricked up wall, a lot of people seem to think that this is a window, but of course if you remember, that is the road height. So this is a coal drop. So coal drops were used for old buildings. You'll see them sometimes. If you go along the high street of an old town, you see these grids by the side of houses where you look into a basement. That's a coal drop. Coal merchant would come along, pour the coal in, you'd pick it up, and then you'd use it in the fireplaces. Long since bricked up, but if we dug down the road surface up there, we'd probably find the start of it. Now, in the wall here, we've got some bits of wood. Now these would have been hinges for a door, which is obviously now long gone. It's quite nice that they survived because they're pretty loose, so I won't be yanking on them. But there would have been a door or something here that would have been held up by these, probably to get access to this little cupboard that would have held the coal drop. Now we're not sure what this building is. Wendy had the idea of it being probably a pantry or something like that. But once again, there is actually another fireplace. It's an unusual building this. It had 4 chimneys. So I'm going to stop myself there because I'm an idiot right about here. So I go on about this building having 4 chimneys, 4 fireplaces. It doesn't. I had a completely different building in my head, and for some reason, couldn't tell you why, I thought it was the lockhouse. Anyway, here is a picture of the lockhouse. It had 2 chimneys, 4 fireplaces. The room that I'm currently stood in would be obviously the living room. The previous room would have been the kitchen, and upstairs it had 2 bedrooms. You standard 2 up, 2 down, with an outdoor toilet. It was this sort of building of the time, quite a small building by modern standards, but there you have it. I did get it right about the staircase down the middle though. So back to my rambling, just remember, I'm a bit wrong here. You look just there, there's the stone slab. Now this one would have been about maybe that big, much smaller than where the range was on the other side of the building. Now this we're not sure, but like Wendy said, probably a pantry, something like that. Now obviously we've lost the wall here, but it would have probably come out to about here, just off guessing. It was a square building, so it's about as wide as it was long, maybe a bit shorter. What I'd like to do is get some sort of archaeology group in to dig this down, because believe it or not, if I just whack this to the floor in random places, not there, not there, not there, there. So it's a bit hit or miss, but there is actually a floor still here. Here's one of the slabs. Now it has been raised up a bit. There was plants and trees, so they have lifted up some of the slabs. But when I've been raking this back, there's another. Yeah, there's some raised points where there's actually stone slabs. You can hear it. There you go. you can hear stone slabs when you whack it with a rake. So there's obviously some sort of flaw here, so it'd be nice to get some sort of archaeology group out, because that would have a double effect of we'd be able to see the lock house, archaeologists would get to have a crack at this historical building, and it'd also bring another feature to the area, because this is an area with a lot of features. So right there would have been the gardens. Had a beautifully kept garden. It was a very nice building, very picture postcard. But yeah, we don't know too much. The roof, the building, the house structure, we can only guess. However, if you look up there, one of the things that has always been told about this building is they had great big windows, humongous windows. Now, if you think about it, that's been capped off because the actual wall's been taken down a bit, which is a real shame. But those would have been some great big sash windows. So clearly this building being built, it must have been about 200 years old. We don't have a definitive date. This clearly was a very big, very important, very luxurious building, when a lot of buildings were only 2 up, 2 downs. But yeah, it's quite an interesting place really. It's nice to see. Got plenty more to do though, because we've got an awful lot more stuff to clear off for the end of the day. And I might not be here tomorrow, just depends. So, let's get back to work. Right, so we've been doing an awful lot of scrub bashing today. One of the things that has come up is, although it's badly damaged, the front door step, well, one of the front door slabs, as you can see, it's very fragmented. Here's the fragments. So what we're going to do is going to put that back and then backfill it so that some archaeologists can have a look. So, the lockhouse, which we've had a look at, not a big building. Going to make a correction. It had 4 fireplaces, 2 chimneys, very much a 18th century stone built building. The wall, we've run about here, front door here, steps up to there, and 2 up, 2 down. Nice building, obviously not much left, but as you can see, with all this stuff cleared off, we piled up all the brush and stuff, so it'll dry off and get rid of that nicely. It's been basically a tidying up work party. We haven't had that many people here, unfortunately, but there's been a lot of the stuff done, and yeah, we've come across some nice things, especially that doorstep, which does look quite nice. But anyway, we're going to put that back and hide it all, and then, well, that's the thing we're actually finishing up for the day. Problem is, I probably won't be here tomorrow, but still, hopefully a lot will get done. Hello everyone, it's Matthew here. I was just editing up the video when I realised I had to include this, so ignore the messy setup and the absolute state of my desk. So the Manchester Bolton and B&B Canal Society are going to be holding a food and craft fair. This is going to be on the 19th of November at St Monica's High School. I will include the address and all the information in the description below. This is going to be a craft fair that's going to have potters, food and craft, you know, it kind of goes in the name. All profits of this are going to be going towards the restoration of the Manchester Bolton and B&B Canal. So this will fund the restoration of the canal and also be an impressive event where we can actually see some more people of the canal. A lot of the members of the Canal Society are going to be there, and hopefully it should be a really good day. So all the information is in the description below, so go check that out if you want to come in. It's free entry and there are plenty of stores, there's plenty of things that you can buy. So thank you very much for watching, guys, because I never actually did end this off properly. I never managed to get back there on Sunday, I'm afraid. But thank you very much, and we shall see you next time. Bye.